What is the FAMU president's favorite song?
Set It Off.
That's okay. Yeah, a lot of kids are into that too, so this is smart. Like, what kind of music really gets you going in the morning?
I like gospel music, but I also like rap music, so I have found gospel rap, and it is very uplifting, it is soul stirring, and it is as good to work out to as hip hop.
Perfect. That sounds fun. I'll have to look for that. So we're marking your first 100 days. How are you measuring your success so far? Have you hit some milestones?
I have hit some milestones, and truly the measure of my success for the first 100 days is whether I accomplish the things that I needed to accomplish to fully listen, to immerse myself in the culture of the institution, and to make some immediate actions where we could, but really to gain the framework and understanding that I need in order to position the university for success long term.
It feels like it would be a lot to take in. What have been some of the big challenges that maybe you didn't anticipate?
I would say that it's a challenge that I did anticipate, but the weight of the challenge is tremendous. And the biggest challenge is the capacity to move fast, because every day that goes by that we don't implement the transformations that we know will bring value and improve our student success is a day that one student that's on our campus right now doesn't get the value of those transformational outcomes. And so the biggest challenge that I have is moving the enterprise as fast as we possibly can.
Yeah. Are you leaning on folks? Can you tell us who you've leaned on some in these first 100 days?
The great part about being the 13th president is that I inherited a number of folks who have been here and have served in administrations prior to my arrival. So there are folks that I have leaned on, and I would say first and foremost, I'm very grateful to be able to lean on our Chief Operating Officer, Kelvin Lawson. He came with me, but his experience in higher ed was not inside the enterprise. It was primarily like mine, from a policy and support outside the enterprise role. But having the foundation of his experience, both as a Rattler as well as a trustee for over a decade, has been a tremendous lift to my ability to hit the ground running. I would also say I've had the pleasure of being able to lean on the Provost Watson. She's truly an exceptional leader. She's extremely talented in her understanding of the academic enterprise, and to have her committed and to have her focused and continued focus on our students' success is definitely critical, not just to making sure that I'm understanding where we are, but where we need to go. And then to also have Dr. Palm agree to be a part of transforming this university and to really focus on standing up our health sciences enterprise and our innovation and research division, I think has been phenomenal in terms of giving me some girth and bandwidth to be able to run, but we're all still trying to run as fast as we possibly can.
Yeah, I can imagine. So you alluded to this earlier, but FAMU has had some leadership struggles in recent years. And I'm wondering what steps you've taken to really try to strengthen relationships with faculty and staff and to really make the community comfortable.
Yes, our faculty and our staff are the lifeline of this institution. I clearly understand that most of what we're able to get done for our students and most of what we're able to accomplish in order to drive student success is being delivered daily through our faculty and our staff. I know that shared governance is important to them, and I also know that one of the ways that you evidence your appreciation for people, especially in a work setting, is through compensation. And so one of my big challenges is making sure that I identify a path forward in order to create the financial stability we need to allow us to compensate our faculty and staff at market rates that we think will evidence their world-class experience and help us grow and transform the enterprise. I've tried, like with other stakeholder groups, to spend time listening to faculty and staff, because while compensation matters, there are other things that matter to them about the quality of their work experience. And some of it is things just as simple as making sure that their professional development is aligned with their core competencies and their career objectives. And so one of the things that I'm working with the provost on is making sure that we establish a professional track for our research-focused faculty, and as well as one for our instruction-based faculty. So things like that, and creating opportunities for the university to invest in their professional development, I think will help go a long way to evidence our support for our faculty and staff and truly show them how important they are to our mission.
Great. So you don't come from a traditional higher education background. What would you say to critics who say that you lack the experience needed to lead a university?
I would say to critics who might believe that I don't have the experience to lead a university is that I would say first that a university is a business, just like any other enterprise. It may be a business that is not focused on producing revenue. It has another purpose in terms of its constructs. But at the end of the day, if you go back to the June 18th meeting where I was confirmed by the Board of Governors, you will remember that one of the items on the agenda was, in fact, FAMU's financial health. And we had a number of findings that we were having to prepare our status on and how we were resolving them and cleaning up our financial books at the time. And so if you think about the fact that the day I'm being confirmed and there's some concern about whether I have the academic chops for this role, the thing that we're actually being called in front of the Board of Governors to evidence is that we have the business chops to lead the enterprise forward. And so I think for many reasons, I am the right leader right now for Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, because I do bring business acumen that is different than your traditional academy-based leadership, but we still get all of those same leaders. I still have the benefit of a phenomenal provost, Allison Watson, and we still have the benefit of Dr. Palm, who both bring a tremendous wealth of academic experience to the enterprise.
Yeah. So, so you're saying that it's a good idea to bring in leaders from outside of academia, that it can actually make a difference because, like you said, it is a business. Can you talk more about how the presidency of a university or a college perhaps has changed in modern day? Like, how has it evolved, do you think?
I think that one of the biggest changes is truly in managing the fiscal responsibilities for the enterprise. As we think about where our funding sources are coming from in order to advance our mission, some of it is coming, of course, from our tuition and fees to our students, but we as a state have really focused on keeping the cost of attendance low. So we have to be very creative in generating revenue to help grow the enterprise and to help advance the mission of the university. And so as the president, your focus is definitely on making sure that the academics and the curriculum are exceptional, but you've got to generate revenue in order to drive the sort of quality and to continue to invest in the enterprise in a way that will let you grow and continue to deliver high quality curriculum to your students. So yes, as a president, you should care about the academic content and about the curriculum, but you are the leader in terms of driving revenue and creating partnerships that are going to give your students experiential learning opportunities. You're going to have to be the chief cheerleader, the chief fundraiser, and also the chief steward of the enterprise. So yes, the academy is very important, but all of those other critical business functions are also important. Building the brand for the institution. Those are all things that you would do in the normal course of a business enterprise that are, whether it's a university or whether it's a cable company. Those are all things that a business needs in order to be effective.
Yeah, so you have got a major balancing act to do as president. So now I'm curious how you are navigating. You have expectations of state leaders, of the Board of Governors. You also have expectations of academic freedom at FAMU and FAMU's mission as an historically Black university. How are you navigating that so far?
Yeah, the biggest opportunity for me in navigating all those things is to listen first and not presume anything. That is the beauty of being new, being at my 105th day. I still get to listen, and as a leader, I've always been a collaborative leader. I believe that the truth unchallenged is stagnant. Iron sharpens iron. So in most instances, I feel that I get to make a decision as the leader, but my decision is going to be stronger when it's well informed. So I love to listen to other people. I love to hear diversity of thought, and I love the opportunity to challenge the status quo in order to move to the next level. So it is a balancing act, and some people might say I listen to too many people, but I don't think so. I think it's great, especially at the front end of this process, to be in listening mode and to act judiciously.
Great. So you forged ahead as a finalist for the job. You had a lot of opposition. You had people standing at public meetings and turning their backs on you. Did you ever question whether you should keep going with trying to become president of FAMU?
That is a fantastic question. I remember President Beard asked me when I had a moment of questioning myself. He said, well, what does your gut tell you? And I said, I don't listen to my gut, I listen to God. Because if I listened to my gut, there would be so many things in life that I never even challenged myself to do because of fear and doubt. But when I listen to God, I see the strength that I need, and I've been fortunate that He's always forged the path and made my pathway clear to me.
Where do you stand on programs surrounding diversity, equity, and inclusion at state universities, and especially at FAMU?
I believe that coming from an industry that created a lot of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, at the core of all of those programs was one simple truth. And this truth doesn't change no matter what you call it. And that is, diversity is its own business case. It has its own return on investment. You can see in our Fortune 100 companies, our Fortune 500 companies that actually invest in their workforce and invest in developing a workforce that is relevant to their market and relevant to their products and services perform better in the market. So for me, it is a conversation about what drives value, and you do things that drive value for you.
Great. You are a tenured professor at the FAMU College of Law. What might Professor Johnson teach her students about your journey to the FAMU presidency?
Well, the one thing that I have seen with my own eyes in a way that is just mission driven and truly inspirational is that you can get anywhere from FAMU. And what I would add to that as a tenured professor at the College of Law is that you can get anywhere with a JD. One of the things that I'm super excited about is recently even my alma mater, Georgetown, just named their new president, and their new president is also a JD. So as much as many people describe my path to the presidency as non-traditional, I would say that if you really went and looked at across the nation at some of the other institutions, you'll see probably more JDs and more MBAs than you thought you would see at the in the president's seat at universities and colleges across the country. So as I talk with our law school students, who I'm extremely excited to work with, I feel that for me, They are one of the biggest anchors in our growth and one of the biggest anchors in the opportunities for the institution.
Well, so you've hit your 100-day mark, and let's hear a little bit about your long-term vision for FAMU. How do these first 100 days start laying the foundation for that?
The first 100 days really helped me ground myself because I was able to listen to all of our stakeholders, listen to our students, to our alumni, to our faculty, to the people in our community. I was able to immerse myself in the culture in a way that truly helped solidify my appreciation for the passion that met me when you saw the people with their backs turned to me, and to really understand and grow in my respect for the exceptionalism that is a part of the FAMU culture. When we say excellence with caring, we say it and we show it. And you can see the exceptionalism in our alumni, and you can see it even in our students. And so the first 100 days gave me a truly strong opportunity to build a framework and to create nice level ground to stand on, to look forward so that my direction going forward is clearly grounded. And I see a lot of opportunity. And the amazing thing is that we have legacy to fuel it. And so some examples are things like, everything old is new again, but President Humphreys was a transformational leader for FAMU. And to have the opportunity to be a part of installing the statue in front of Lee Hall commemorating his leadership was phenomenal. But to also remember what his leadership meant for each of us is some of the foundational principles that drove his success, and to resuscitate them, because many of them we didn't walk away from, we sort of just let fall to the side. And so one of the things that I'd love to bring back is his fervor for recruiting, because as I look at how we're going to move forward, I need to continue to grow our student population. And he grew our excellence in our student body by recruiting personally. And I think that's a phenomenal strategy. It's one I'd like to dust off and engage in the same way he did, with the same level of passion and fervor. We are using the HBCU Change program that we just launched to fund the Life Gets Better reset that we'll be implementing as in his honor, and to bring that sort of vigor back to our recruiting process is going to be transformational, I think, to help us with our growth and the right sort of growth. And then when you think about leaders like Sybil Mobley, she was one of the things that just made our School of Business iconic. And the stories that I hear about her leadership and how she set vision and how she reached into C-suites to bring value back for our students every day is inspirational. So I want to borrow a little bit of that. I said if I could, in my leadership, position myself to look like the outcome of Sybil Mobley and President Humphreys, that I'll be successful. And so as I look at our health sciences enterprise, there's tremendous opportunity for us to grow. We are on our track to R1. And Dr. Palm will tell you, until he had an opportunity to truly focus in this space, it wasn't real clear what milestones we needed to mark off on our path there. He now has great clarity as to how we get from 35 PhDs to 70. Even though we were spending the amount of money that makes that baseline R1 status work for us, we truly actually need to spend maybe twice that to get to 70 PhDs. So to have that clarity and that direction now with our health sciences enterprise is exceptional. We're looking to partner with TMH or other healthcare facilities in the area to see where we can have our own transformational impact that is unique to FAMU and unique to the programs and services we offer in the health sciences enterprise. I've already discussed our law school. We're in the middle of downtown Orlando. It is very difficult for us to fail there, right? There's nothing but opportunity for us to grow. We just admitted our largest class there. They performed exceptionally well on the last bar exam. We expect that trajectory for success to continue, and looking forward again to growing our excellence in our law school program as well. So as we, look at our School of Business and we look across the enterprise, we have a lot of partners that we were working with, and we might have been working with them in silos. We now have a vice president for strategic enterprise partnerships who will be helping us do a better job of looking across the full enterprise and optimizing partnerships to make sure we're bringing back experiential learning, partnerships for investment in our program, research opportunities, and third-party partnerships, whatever that full scope of benefit for the university is, we want to look at it across the full lens. And so we're going to be doing a lot more strategic planning. We've got a master plan that needs a reboot. And so we're going to be looking at our footprint, our physical footprint, and looking to see ways where we create the sort of energy that we want to have on our campus. We know that students who live on campus and are part of the campus community finish, and 70% of them feel better about their experience within their programs and are more likely to have academic success. So we want to make our campus a destination. We want it to be a destination that is, again, full of life and vigor for not just the students on our campus, but for the community. So we're looking to revisit our master plan to see where we can grow our impact physically as well.
Well, as you said, FAMU has lots of legacy, lots of passion behind it. So is there anything you want to leave us with?
I would like to take your point about the passion here at FAMU. And one thing that everyone should appreciate is that passion is truly exceptional. And it is what has driven our mission for years, for the 139 years we've been here. You can see it reflected in the excellence it produces in our alumni and the excellence it produces in our students. And I'm so incredibly proud to have the opportunity to be the 13th president and to continue to grow the legacy fueled by that passion of the Rattler Nation.
FAMU President Marva Johnson, congratulations. Thank you for talking to us, and we wish you all the best.
I appreciate you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you.